Hello, ladies and gentlemen, James Spilling here. Once again, it's One Track, One Library today, and it's a sunny morning, and it's lovely and sunny outside. So that's all sun, and I'm stuck in. Anyway, so it's a One Track, One Library, and today it's the turn of Maleventum. This is a library through Zero G, Silence and Other Sounds. I think Silence and Other Sounds. I think it's SOS. And this is basically a sound design little library that caters for fantasy, Viking, epic wind, sort of big Viking horn calls, big Brahms. So, you know, computer genres, films, everything sort of Viking-y or medieval or fantasy. I had a play with it, and I'm just going to say right now, any instrument that inspires me to do something, big thumbs up. This is no exception, simply because you've got so many lovely samples that you can play with. So I've done a track to a picture. It's this. It's not really Viking-y, is it? When I was playing with that, I decided that I could make a really scary track because it was scaring me, all these sounds. I'm quite sensitive. Anyway, so I've written this track to this picture, and it's, you know, it's a scary girl. It looks like the Ring girl, dark hair and a, you know, white hospital gown in a tunnel on a slant. You know, what's not scary about that? Anyway, I'll show you the GUI, I'll show you some sounds that Maleventum does, and I'll show you what I did. And I'll see you on the other side. Hope you like it. Bye.
So this is Maleventum. Straight out of the box, it's basically you get where okay. So SOS, you get horn, flute, pads, and sound design instruments. So obviously I've put them on the quick load version of Contact, but this is what you get straight out of the box. Generally quite hot, but and then if you do what it says on the tin and copy your snapshots into the corresponding folder, you'll get all your snapshots. So you've got Arcane Forest. I'll just play you some. Arcane Land. Here we go. Bagpipe. Zamponia. Cool. Call of the Gods. Sounds good. Fairly. Okay, Celtic War Chanters. Is that what a Celtic War Chanter is? I don't know. Chasing the Wind 1. Yeah, getting it. So let's go. I don't know, Epica 1. Let's try that. Actually used this. There we go. High Tension Hunt. Sounds hunty and high tension. Yeah. One more. Let's go for Shame. Oh no, let's go for Sorcerer Flute. If ever I heard it. Only because I saw it, I want to play you Starring the Wind because I like the name. Here we go. Dreamland, isn't it? Good. So a brief explanation of the GUI. So here you've got basically layer 1 in blue, layer 2 in red or pink, and you have one major layer sound. So these buttons turn it off. So I'm going to turn that one off, turn that one off, and turn that one off. So this is the Lang Skip Horn 2. You have volume. And underneath it, you have basically this smaller one is like an ambience. So this is Voce del Vento. That's a windy voice if ever I heard it. Good, and then you can hear the other one. So the other one on this side, Lang Skip Horn 2 again. In fact, I'm going to change it so you can press it and change it. Shall I have large stretch? Okay, and then let's get the ambience, which is Saxonia. Nice. So I'm just literally playing a C all together. That's fun, isn't it? So volume controls here. Let's go to FX, and you have basically a convolution reverb, don't you? So wet. Wow, that's hot. Let's turn you down. Let's go for spray hiss. That's nice. Low pass filters, high pass filters. So the size. Umbrella swish. That's fun, isn't it? So that's basically it. So on and off and off and off. This split, basically, as I said probably before, that you can play blue in the blue and red in the red independently. So this is blue only. Look, see, it doesn't do anything. And if I press red, so you can, you can change it to anything. Delta horn, iron fly. Here we go. Good. And then you can, save your own preset. Here we go. I'm going to change it. Blah blah. I like this. So 1 and 2, basically, it becomes a global thing. Right. So 1 and 2 becomes this global thing where actually that controls everything, I think. Yeah. So that's both of your ambiences controlled on this side, and this is both of your, let's turn that one off, both of your main main pads on that one. So you've got, I can't read that, Adinato horn and large stretch. So that's all that does. So edit. So you've got low pass filters. The big one, in fact, I'm going to turn this split, and it's fine. So edit. You've got low pass filter, and the big one is for the main horn type thing, and the little one is for the ambience. Attack and release, and obviously that's a high pass filter. LFO, what's this one? I guess that's the amount. Is that amount? Yeah, so that's the amount of both. So that's the amount of the sound, that's the amount of the Atmos. This is, that sounds like, is that resonance of the main one? And that's resonance of the, so basically the smaller one will be the ambience, and the big one will be the same. You can get funky with that, you could do dance on that. And it's exactly the same for the right hand side. I like that, so I'm actually going to starring the, I don't know, EDM wind. And just so people don't get confused, I'm going to call it, there you go. So if I go to users, if I go to the snapshots, will it be there? Will it be there? There we go. Yeah, Storing the Wind and Storing the Wind EDM JS. Silly, isn't it? Right, so then you have a mapping system. Now this is designed for mainly if you've got a Roly keyboard, you know, that you can sort of do that on the keys and all that. Well, I don't have that, an MP and an MP player. I just have little faders, but if you press right click on them, you can learn the MIDI CC automation. And then you basically have to assign them to whatever you want them to be. But I would suggest watching the tutorial video on that on YouTube. So that's that. And you have the mapping system and the FX. So that's pretty much it for this, and it's a paddy instrument. Yeah. Now, part 2, you get your sound design instruments, and you get, this is when you get your samples, and you just go insane. So, Brahms dark horns, I'll show you. So this is it. And it's basically, if you press one, you go. There you go. And before I just get into this briefly, if you go to, let me go to the browser, and let me go down here to the sound design instruments, and you click on this one, you get all your samples. So for example, let's go for, I don't know, piercing horns. Wow, that's long. And you can audition any of them, and actually you could, you know, use the WAV files themselves. And you have all of these. I mean, just having those samples themselves is awesome. Anyway, so that's basically, you've got all of the samples in a separate folder, and I like that. So back to the instrument. So first things first is you notice this fart. You hear there's a boom. Now that boom is this boost. If you turn it off. There's a little boom, I think. So attack ADSR basically things. Attack, hold, decay, sustain, release. So turn the boost off. Less attack. More attack. You can change the sample start here. And you can pitch shift. So on a couple of these little things I came up with, I've done some tuning there and tuning here. Now if you press this global, you can actually pick shift all of the samples, so this doesn't change. Look. So if I press global, it'll change. I want that one there. See? But what it does do, very cleverly, is it remembers where you last had it. So for example, if I press this one, I go there, and I go to the D above it, and I were to decide to come back. There we go, it's remembered. I like that too. So global, so you have basically 2 octaves to play with. A, B, C, what? Oh, that's the pitch. Oh, I get it. You can look. Something I actually didn't notice the first time around. Anyway, so you can actually assign it to the tonal center. C. So those are all apparently C's. But up 2 octaves. If you press Control click, it goes back to 0. Good. Yeah, I like that a lot. So I'm press global. Low pass filter, high pass filter, resonance. Gives it a bump. LFO rate, LFO amount. Spacey. So you can find your like shapes, sine triangles. Down here you have your convolution reverb, which we had in the other one. Let's go for spray hiss number 1. Let's go for wet. Oh, that's insane. Anyway, so you're getting the idea. That's pretty much the instrument. It's generally with things like this, if I play around with it and it inspires me, it's 2 thumbs up for me. So I love this. Yes, it's epic warhorns, fantasy, Viking, and all of that. But as a sound design inspiration tool, I love it. So so this is the piece with the instruments and obviously my bounce downs, but I'm only going to show you the instruments first of all. So look, I'll put the picture up just so you've got it. So the first track, I basically created this sort of ambience mood setter. Which was this? Dead Forest Horn. It's the pads. Yeah. And then on this one I had a second contact instrument. And it was this Arcane Forest Ensemble. But look, I've pitched it down stupidly. Yeah. So together. Yeah. And then I actually took some samples, which were these bighorn layer, downwind, disturbed horn, haunted horn. And I created the sort of the multi-feel, really. Let's just turn them all off. So all on, and you can hear the cacophony. So created this sort of thing. Look, and I've pitched those down a bit. Basically, I wanted this sort of ominous, growly feeling. Anyway, that was that. Then what did I do? Let's go for all of these and then just spread them apart so I can see. So this one, Epica. So this was a sort of a pad that I introduced towards the end. And then it basically, this is the spoiler alert, I introduced some very loud Brahmi stuff. Which were here. And then down here, I had some calls. So these were the hunt signals. I had a number of those sort of things. And there's another one down here. See why I thought they were kind of horror-y. So I then, moving on, I had this subgrowl, which was again another pad. Yeah, I mean it's just growling at you, isn't it? And then I decided I needed some sort of rhythm. So these, I sort of made a low kick wobble thing going on with pitched down. So it's pitched down. And I think I turned the LFO rate up. There you go. So I also had this down here, which again was me playing around with the dark horns. Right, shush. And then down here, okay, this was the thumpiness of everything. I used again another dark horns 2 pad, pitched it down. And then introduce some reverb at the end, just so you know. It's just the beginning bit of it. So, and you'll hear from my mix, I basically took these sounds that I used and I manipulated them to my purpose. So what were these? War chanters. What were these? Oh yeah. Which were Celtic war chanters. Again, adding to a little bit of FX. Then I called these low wobbles. So I used 2 different samples on this. Tell you what, you'll definitely need headphones for this one. So it's just adding a little bit of sub to all of that. Then I thought what horror needs is a little bit of scrapiness. So this was a scrapey hit. I'll call it a scrapey hit just down here. So I pitched it up a lot, and that was it. So I then created another hit, which was using this one, and I pitched it up slightly. Oh, that's sort of gongy, isn't it? Yeah, and obviously you can see I did quite a bit to these audio samples, and that was pretty much everything. And then I just played around with stuff. So let me once again clear all these instruments and I'll show you the mix. So welcome back. This is the bounce. So I've color coded them into, you know, little, as it were, if I were to stem these, and I will stem these. So these are the pads, see, blues, which are here. I'll play you the bit of this. Fairly menacing. These were my Atmoses, green. I'll go here. Yeah, so that would be the, I don't know, reflections off the tunnel. Shall I play you my Brahms? Shall I? Right. If your speakers are turned up for that last one, turn these ones down. Ready? 3, 2, 1. That just makes me smile. These were my calls here. My low wobbly kicky things, FX. So I'm going to play, this is my FX stem, but these are the yellows. But I'll play it from here. I came up with this high pulsy rhythm thing as well, which I felt served the purpose of scaring and keeping momentum going. And that was just a really high pitched Brahm that I pitched and I shortened, you know, used the attack. And then these are my I'll call them kicks, but they're sort of my kick hits. So I had the first kick, which was this. So I had that. I then duplicated it, but basically I passed the bejesus out of it. So let me show you. This was with all the processing. So this was the first one. That's not doing anything. Let's turn that off. I then, so there's a bit of compression, bit of EQ. I then duplicated it, and then I passed it, so it became this. Yeah, with Saturn 2, love it. Quite a bit of distortion. Sorry, saturation. Let's get rid of you. And then you ended up with this, and then I fed it through a delay. I fed it through my favorite Echo Cat. I'll turn the delay up a bit. So that added a little bit of meat to the track. What else did we have? So then we had, oh yes, these low wobbles. Let's just play my low. I'll play you my low wobbles. Might need to turn back up for that. Just sort of something subby. And then finally, let's play you my metally hits. Ready? Might turn down a bit. 3, 2, 1. And that is it. Lots and lots of sound built around a soundscape, generally trying to do a mood. I think I should play the whole thing now. So I'm going to put the picture up. There we go. Here's the picture. Here's the scary girl. Ring meets Hostel meets something else. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side. Turn the lights out. Get spooky. That's it. Hope you're suitably freaked out. I don't know. I have to say, I did watch I did listen to this with the lights off, just looking at the picture. I did scare myself. But anyway. Guys, if you like this, give it a like. If you like what I do, please subscribe. All lovely comments, gratefully received. So as ever, I will leave the information down below where you can get the stems and track if you need to sync anything. And in the meantime, thank you so much again for listening to all this funness. Well, it is fun, isn't it, when you find an instrument that you can do sounds with. So till the next time, thank you so much again. Take care. Bye.